picture is not working here. And I just want to
Okay,
make sure
it's moving. It's moving.
it's moving.
Yes, it
It's
is.
Dr. Mother Love coming to you live in a living color. And I have on a pretty vibrant color. And I'm not wearing pants. Get that out of your head. I'm wearing leggings. See, y'all just be so crazy. I don't know why it's not moving, Mr. Kennedy. But nonetheless,
Okay, it is. Okay,
okay.
it's
Anyway,
moving and not.
okay,
Yeah,
here we go.
keep going.
Anyway, anywho, because this is a big a big letter day, and we're starting with some sadness, and in that sadness, gladness. We want to pay homage to the awesome talent, the awesome voice, the voice of reason, and the voice of us, Mr. James Earl Jones. He was the voice of, well, see, first time I saw James Earl Jones was in the movie Claudine. And so you got to be a certain age to remember Claudine. It was about one of my favorite songs, Mr. Welfare, Stay Away From Me. He played a garbage man. And this woman, Claudine, she had like a bunch of kids, and she didn't seem like, she didn't want to believe that somebody could just love her and her children the way that his character loved her and her children. And my mother used to tell, she said, I don't care if you get a garbage man, if he picking crap with a splinter, he work in a slaughterhouse, whatever he's doing, just make sure you do it well. I don't care what you do it well. Well, I do care what you do it well. And my first time, here's a black guy with like blue eyes. I'm like, oh my goodness, oh God. This is in my BK days. But I actually had the privilege of meeting James Earl Jones. I didn't know who he was. I take that back because I did recognize who he was.
Okay, you sure you have a BK day?
And that's my before Kennedy day.
I know. I said
yes, so you're just being sarcastic. I did have a life before him. Obviously, people don't believe I had a life before him. Nonetheless,
well, I don't
either. I just want to pay homage.
It didn't start till I met you.
Can you just let me get my homage out? See, now you're starting already. I want to send out our condolences from Team Mother Love, Mother Love Productions, and all of us who loved him, who reveled in his talent. And like I said, the first time I saw him was in Claudine. And then the next time I saw him, I want to say it was Warner Brothers parking lot. But I met him in a parking lot. That's how I met Morgan Freeman, in a parking lot. And so I meet James Earl Jones. And I was like, oh my God, you the garbage man from Claudine? And he said, yes, dear. Yes, I am. And I was like, oh my God, this is James Earl. And he was just the nicest, most down to earth. Usually when, I go up to people, all off the cuff and all out of, off my rails, he didn't shy away. He was so kind to me. And he was so genuinely loving. You could just feel his spirit. And I just want to say to his son, because now his mom, she passed away a little while ago, and now his dad has made his transition, and his name is Flynn. His name is James Earl Jones, and his son was Flynn Earl Jones. That's his only child. So Flynn, we send you heartfelt love. Thank you for allowing us to share your dad with us and your mother, because they were all in the entertainment industry. And when you see him, and they got a picture of he and his wife, and it's James Earl Jones, his wife, and then their son. And he looked just like both of them. He looked like his daddy from here up, and he looked like a mama from here down. You know how you see people, and then you see their children, you go, oh yeah, you don't even look like you got a mama. You look all your daddy. You look at them and they look just like their daddy. And my mother used to say,
or the postman.
I said I would rather look like my dad than the postman, right? Don't you think? So,
I agree.
In all joyous coming to you from us, know that we got you, baby. We got you because your daddy gave us just so much, and he will live forever in my heart. I remember Star Wars. I remember this because when I met him and I said, "Are you the man from Claudine, right?" And he goes, "Yes, dear, yes, I am." And I said to him, we started talking back and forth, and I said, "I just love the tone of your voice." And he said to me, and I told him I had just came out here to California. I just got this big time radio job, and I was just so excited about it. And he says to me, "You have a radio voice." I said, "But do I have a TV screen face?" You know, I don't have a face that's made for radio. And he just cracked up. That was one of the many, and I remember he was very easily entertained. So, because he was laughing with me, we were in the parking lot for, I want to say, a good 15, 20 minutes. And I was going in for an audition, and he was coming out, and I don't know what he was coming out for, but I was like, okay, I love you, mean to see you, bye. I could get this part in this role. But I didn't. But I got a better thing. I got to meet the legendary James Earl Jones.
Yes, you did.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for all that you've done. Yes.
Star Wars, when Luke, I am your father. I could have did that voice. Because there's another thing he told me.
Not as good as him.
There's another thing he told me. He said, I told him, he said, what's your name? I said, my name is Mother Love. And he goes, oh, okay, Mother Love, I want you. Because he looked at me like, you don't look like you want to be mother anything. What are you talking about, you Mother Love? Oh, yeah. He gave me the look. And I said, yes, I look good and I'm wiser beyond my means, beyond my years. He thought that was funny. And he said to me, this is James Earl Jones, said to me, Mother Love, you have a wonderful voice. Don't ever let anybody take that away from you. This is your uniqueness that you bring to the table of life. You know, and I thought that was kind of, interesting. I just didn't even think about that from that time to this time when he said that, what I have to bring to the table of life. He did, he was the voice of the Lion King. And yes, that's the thing. I got to me. I just wanted to say, I got.
Thank you for
people always think I know everybody. I don't know everybody. I know everybody else. And James
that's good enough.
Is in the group of the people that I know. Thank you, sir. Thank you. The angels allowed you to take wings, and you are on the earth in all of our hearts and all of our spirits. Thank you.
Yes, you are.
I don't want to get weepy because there's so much to talk about. It's just so much to talk about. And it's another thing. He was 93, and you know how
a wonderful life.
He was, just so full, and to have people love you like that for who you are and what you bring to the table of life. And that's what he said, the circle of life and the Lion King. I think people be listening to me and be taking my lines away from me and, saying they came up with, no, you didn't. I got the Mother Love book of quotes that I made. And I take them. Take what you need. Come take what you need from Mother Love. Okay, talking about taking something what you need. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, can he just stay out of trouble? What is going on with Sean Diddy, P. Diddy, X Diddy, Mr. Love? Every day, I think he got a personality issue because he doesn't know who he wants to be, or he changes up. Because we're not all the same.
Well, you can change up. Look.
You're not the same person. I'm not the same person I was when I was 21 or 25 or 35 or 45. Oh, I'm not going any further than that. I know y'all thought I was going to keep going. But nonetheless, I am a different person in different parts of my life, and you have to look for what's the commonality even when you're changing. And his commonality is said, that you do some unscrupulous activities and you have kept some people in your ilk and around you for unscrupulous activities. I mean, they had these young girls saying that he was holding them hostage and they had left their families, and they're saying, no, he's not holding me hostage. Had two little young girls. I got shoes older than both of them put together. And, oh no, he loves me. And she goes, and he loves me. And I'm like, and this is what y'all doing? Somebody need to stop.
Okay, now who are you?
I'm talking about Sean Puff Daddy Combs, because this is an update. The latest legal setback for Sean Diddy Combs, a Michigan inmate, has won a $100 million default sexual assault judgment against the embattled producer and entrepreneur, who has been slammed with multiple sexual misconduct allegations over the past year. According to the Detroit Metro News and court documents, the award was issued Monday by Lenawee County Circuit Court judge following a temporary restraining order. You got a restraining order against him granted to Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, 51, who describes as Michigan inmate known for his long history of challenging and judicial system with civil lawsuits. Now you got a known criminal that just won $100 million lawsuit against you for sexual misconduct. This is some of the stuff. He had to sell his majority stake in Revolt as employees become larger shareholder group of the media company. Mother of Sean Diddy Combs. Some response to Cassie assault video. He needs help. She knew he needed help.
Is she saying that Sean needs help?
That's what she said. Sean Diddy Combs admits to assaulting Cassie in 2016 video. I was jacked up with an F. You know what that meant.
Oh, well, yes, because they showed the video. Yes,
yeah,
that was a video that was hidden for years. When they was at the hotel here in L.A. And the fact that someone at the hotel took the tape and hid it from authorities so that it could never be presented as evidence against him back when it happened, because there was no proof. No, he denied it at the time, and they had no video, which they should have had video, but because someone at the hotel, deleted the not deleted the video, they took it off the server and
held on to it
so that the authorities would not have it, and that was the main reason why he wasn't charged back then, because there was no proof, and because
there is allegedly no proof. So when did the video come up?
Recently. The video came up recently, but the time limit for filing charges against him, I think, has expired, because that's why he's not been, to my knowledge, he's not been actually charged before that assault that happened in the hallway and everybody saw it on the video. And Sean.
Wait a minute, now is this the video of Cassie from 2016?
Yes. Okay. Yes, in the hotel. Yes.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is that footage was always missing. And so when she said that this is what happened to her, at that time he denied it.
Right.
He said it did not happen. And then after all these allegations came out about him and the things that he had been doing to her and to other people, then all of a sudden somehow the video
miraculously appeared
from out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, it didn't come from out of nowhere. Somebody was willing to pay.
I mean, they had it the whole along.
Paid them to get that video.
Well, he paid somebody to take the video, so that.
Wait a minute. Now, you saying this is Sean Combs saying
yes.
that he knew he had done that, and so he lied about doing it because he said what a lot of them say: prove it.
Okay,
can you prove it?
And at the
no
time,
video.
Okay, at the time, wait a minute. At the time, there was no video to corroborate what she had said. The corroboration didn't come until just last year, when she started her lawsuit against him, and when she opened up the door for the lawsuit, then several other women came out and said, "Well, came forward and said, well, yes, this also happened to me," and that they were speaking up now because she was the one who was brave enough to get things started. Then after that, then the video came up of the hotel incident that he had claimed years ago, back in 2016. Then he claimed did not happen. And he said when he saw that video, he was disgusted with himself as well after seeing the video. So maybe he's saying that he didn't, well, maybe he's trying to say maybe he forgot, because he said he was drunk. And you see he had a bottle of liquor in his hand, and when they were showing the video of the incident. So
okay, but listen,
a lot of times you do forget stuff that happens.
Listen to this part. He got slapped with $100 million judgment. It was a default judgment was reached after Sean Combs failed to appear for a virtual hearing on Monday. A virtual hearing, you can't even show up for that. Did you not think somebody was going to slap that with you? His attorney, though, Mark Nafilio, he said they disputed the judgment and Cardello-Smith's account. This quote, "This man is a convicted felon and sexual predator who has been sentenced on 14 counts of sexual assault and kidnapping over the last 26 years. So he obviously knew what that meant for him to be entailed with that. His resume now includes committing a fraud on the court from prison, as Mr. Combs have never heard of him, let alone been served with any lawsuit." Okay, now a source close to the situation, that's an end quote.
But that don't quite make a lot of sense for what you just read. Okay,
it said his resume, what's his name, Caldero, Smith's account. And the lawyer for Sean said this man is a convicted felon and a sexual predator, and that who has been sentenced on 14 counts of sexual assault and kidnapping over the last 26 years. His resume now includes committing a fraud on the court from prison, as Mr. Combs has never heard of him, let alone been served with any lawsuit. Mr. Combs looks forward to having his judgment swiftly dismissed. A source close to the situation tells Variety that the paperwork for the suit was sent to an out-of-date address and was not received by Combs' team in a timely manner.
Okay,
timing is everything.
Well, timing is everything. And this guy, I mean, I would have to read more into it because I don't know enough of the details, but he's alleging that obviously that some kind of way he had an affair or with Sean in order for him to be accusing them.
I don't think that he was having affairs. I think he was just wanting to dominate women and people and manipulate.
What I'm saying is that this guy who's in prison,
mm-hmm.
Who has all these charges against him for doing these things, is now mm-hmm. accusing Sean of doing that. I'm assuming to him, mm-hmm. to him, which is different. Okay, so a lot of times, like they say, people come out of the woodwork. People say things and accuse you of things because other people. Like, there's been a lot of other people who have accused him of doing things wrong, of doing evil things. Okay, that's why you have a lawyer. I mean, there have been rumors for years. So that's not something that is a rumor or gossip. It's been something that people have talked about for quite some time, about allegedly things that have happened at his fantastic parties that he's given.
Okay, and that's what this guy is saying, that he met him at a restaurant in Detroit where they met up with a group of women at a party, and they were having sex with them when Cardello-Smith says he felt a man hand touching him, which he claims was Combs. He said Combs later offered him a drink which was spiked and caused him to pass out.
Okay. So
wait a minute. Let me finish. I had to stop because I'm like, really? Okay,
but go ahead.
He gave you a drink and all. You just don't even. Why would he spike my drink? Why would you? Okay, shut up, mother. Okay, so he said it was spiked and caused him to pass out. He said he awoke and saw Combs having sex with a woman. Combs allegedly said to him, quote, "I did this to you too."
Okay.
Now you done came out of stupor where you had a spiked drink and you passed out and you woke up and saw him having sex with a woman and then you said he told me I did this to you too. End quote. Okay.
Okay. Wait a minute. But
somebody ain't working with a bag full of marbles here.
Well, and two, if he's saying that this is what happened to him as well, did he go and get checked out to confirm whether or not this has happened to him? Did he feel any differently after he woke up? So, okay, if you're saying that this happened to me when I was passed out, okay, how did you pursue it any more than that? Or is you just pursuing it now, years later, because now you see, I'm in shark-infested waters because all the people are circling around Sean right now, accusing him of all these horrible deeds, and then you jump in and say, "Well, hey, I'm gonna throw myself in the mix now and say that this happened to me when way back in the day."
But he doesn't remember what happened to him. He said he woke up and saw Sean having sex with a woman. Okay, now you came out of a stupor where you've been drugged. You don't even know what kind of narcotics.
But you claim that you allege that.
Well, okay, so then he says he said that he knew that. So anyway, according to the Metro Times in Detroit, Cardello-Smith, who is serving an unrelated sentence, is a self-taught student of civil and criminal statutes. Okay. Cardello-Smith claims that in August, Combs offered him $2.3 million to dismiss the lawsuit, but he declined and said he would proceed with the legal action. Combs allegedly responded, "You know how we get down." And Cardello says, "I disagree with how you get down." While Combs has denied most of the multiple sexual misconduct allegations leveled against him, in June he admitted to assaulting his ex-girlfriend. Okay.
Right, that's the only one that he submitted to. And he apologized for that. But yes, he has other lawsuits that are out there, and unfortunately, because to say that he's not had a lively past where he's been involved with a lot of people. He's been
a
around.
checkered past. That might have been what you were looking for. Where he got, yes, his past is suspect.
That you can always have people say, well, yeah, this happened or that happened, because it's hard for you to be able to dispute it. I mean, because a lot of things do happen. I mean, in the music industry, I mean, we've heard about these kind of things that we've said that has happened. They've said not just with Sean, but with a lot of other producers, that they've taken advantage of people who want to get into the music industry, that they have their own version of the couch, audition.
Oh yeah.
I mean, which is unfortunate that people in that position sometimes do take advantage of people who are trying to break into the business. Mm-hmm. That does not mean that everybody who's in the business is that unscrupulous or that shady. Yes, there are shady people, but does that make everybody be shady because of that? No.
You see, this is why, especially coming into the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Well, whatever industry that you're involved in, entertainment, well, sports is entertainment, but sports, stage, musicians, vocalists, high end, whoever it is, whatever business that you go in, you have to do your due diligence before you even go in. And that's why it's called show business.
Okay,
You got the talent. You got the talent. Some of it is great. Some of it is not so great. And you got the talent. Learn the business. Learn the ins and outs of the business.
Okay, I have a question for you.
No, I asked a question.
Okay, but I'm just okay. What I'm saying is this: is that if you say learn the business. Okay, well now learning the business. Okay, now do you learn the seedy side of the business, or you learn the good side of the business? Because everybody's not shady, and and how do you, if you're trying to get into the music industry,
you got to look at you got to look at the track record of who you want to represent you, what label. And they always say you don't need to know all of that. You just be the talent, and we'll take care of all of your business. And then you find out
that is
you're the talent, and and I've seen I know this for a fact.
Okay,
this is not something I made up. I know this for a fact.
Okay,
in a lot of studios, when they feel like, they see a fresh talent and they latch on to them and they know their eyes are full of stars and, oh my God, I just want to be rich and famous. I want everybody to know my name. And they see what it is that you want to do. They will take you in that direction. I know that a lot of these studios have purchased homes that are strictly made for new talent coming in. And they take pictures in front of it with the new talent. Okay, this is my house. And they line up a bunch of exotic cars. And this is my fleet. And look, I'm standing by an airplane. This is my little Cessna, whatever they do with the little plane. And then after they're coming up, and, they get up here and then they're going down. And they put you out the house and say, well, you're no longer viable. You no longer have a market value. And they're going, wait, what? They don't own their music. They don't own their work. Speaking of music, I just want to make this caveat. Isaac Hayes, God rest his soul, who loved, we had a mutual admiration club.
Yes.
And when he passed away.
Quite well. We knew him. Yes.
Wait, you
okay, all I did said we knew him well. That's all.
Okay, well, see, you ain't got to tell them all our business. I'm just telling you.
I tell them all the business. I said we knew him well. That's not telling all of your business.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
And he loved his mother love.
Yes, he did.
We kind of like wreaked a little havoc and ran amok on some island we was on, or some exotic place. And it was like, oh, that's the crazy chick that Isaac Hayes be hanging out with. And they would go, that's her. And that's her husband right there. And they always think you're an FBI agent or the CIA. And they think he was carrying it. I'm like, he got on swimming trunks. Where you going to carry a gun? And he does not carry a gun. But
why are you taking away there? Then why did you tell them that though?
What?
See, if they thinking that's for your protection.
What am I telling
So
you?
if you're taking away your protection, saying okay, he doesn't have a gun.
I never said that.
If people yet wait a minute, that's what I just said.
I did tell them you don't carry a gun, but they didn't.
But if I'm there for the protection, why would you tell somebody okay, well he doesn't have a gun? I mean, that's not for them to know. It's for them to find out if something goes down. Not that they have to know before it goes down. Something they should find out after something goes down, and then wish they had not got involved in the first place.
I stand corrected. I truly stand corrected, because the whole time we were out there, everybody thought you was like the Secret Service, or Mother Love got her own private bodyguard. I was like, and I got my own knife.
Okay, and
Everybody waiting for somebody to
just like
show
a
up to
lot,
rescue
just
me.
like a lot of celebrities have to, have a bodyguard, because there are people who go too far, get too crazy, because you don't know the love that
What they
somebody
gonna
else.
do?
You don't always know the love that somebody else has for you.
Right.
Just because you don't know them does not mean they don't have love for you.
And they're right, and
Because you don't know
they
them.
could love you to death. They could love
Yeah.
you to death, and you just really don't know who you're going to get, who's attracted to you, who you get. Fans, I don't know if you guys know this, but fan is short for fanatic. And when somebody is fanatical about you, it can get really scary, I'm sure, especially, with a young person whose minds are, moldable, and you want to keep them in this, in this little box and whatever. You see, I never got the Holly. We've been out here for I don't know how long. And
but you're different than most.
To this day, I have never gotten the Hollywood handbook about how you're supposed to conduct yourself and what you're supposed to say, what you want to do, and how you gotta act.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because one of the things you think about when you say you never know what a fan may be like or act, because you don't know. And they say, well, some people truly do. They may never meet the person on TV and love them like they've known them their whole life, and wish they've known them their whole life.
Right.
That's something that you can't make or know how somebody else will feel about you,
right,
just for seeing you on a TV screen or for seeing you on stage. It was one of the things
in a movie, that I remember, on a magazine cover or book or whatever. And
one of the things I remember Michael Jackson saying, he always wanted to just say, "Can I just go out and be a regular person?"
A kid.
Just be able to go to the store or be able to go to a movie and just sit in the movie and watch a movie and laugh like everybody else, without people looking on this and saying, "Oh my God, that's Michael." And then it's no longer the movie is important. Then Michael becomes the center of attention. He said that was one of the things he wanted, just be sometimes feel regular. Right. And I know a lot of stars want to feel regular and be able sometimes to just go out and have
say this. The majority of stars are not normal people. We don't do this normally. Well, this goes out of the realm of what we do. I think that's what separates, the star power and your uniqueness. And one of my saving graces were, I had many saving graces. Two of my biggest saving graces were you and our son always coming with me, and people always know, don't mess with them. Don't mess with them. And I remember when I might have been out here for a few months, and I was on the radio, and I was on at night, and I was on a talk radio station. That was me. And I was on the radio, and like I said, I was on at night. From 9 to first at 10, from 10 to 1, then they gave me another hour from 9 to 1. And it's something to be able to sit on a talk radio show or at any place and talk to that microphone for 4 hours. And they told me your chances of getting a caller to engage with this program at this time of night are slim to none. And we, this is what we need you to do. And so I did what they asked me to do. He said, I want you to sit down on Mother Love, and I want you to talk to this microphone like you talk to your fans and your people when you was on the radio doing morning and afternoon drive on a contemporary hit radio station in my hometown. That doesn't happen, but it did. It did. And so I was like, okay, here we are out here, and okay, I didn't know what the rules were from Hollywood. I thought it was the same. I'm the same person. I was elevating. I was leveling up. And so as a result, when they sold our radio station in Cleveland, because it was privately owned, I'm doing my thing. I'm going out on the road. I finally get the headline at comedy clubs and, just have a great time and just going up and down and dial and everything, just having a good time. And my old boss, whose family owned the radio station, called me up and asked me to come to LA. And I said, okay, what you need me to come to LA for? What? And he said, I just come. Will you be willing to come? I'm like, okay, yeah, you going to, okay, yeah. I don't know what, I just said yeah because I wanted to know if he thought I was part of them raiding the prize closet after they sold a radio station.
Oh, and he would fly you all the way to LA to find out.
I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of.
Okay, I said that's what you thought. All the way to LA to find out.
So he said, okay, I'm going to send you a ticket. And I said, okay. And so at this time, you had left us, and we went staying with my mother. And I came over, me and our son, I came in, I was in between cities. I was going from one city to another city, and it was the city I came from in Cleveland, and then where I was going. And me and my mother, she and I were talking, and all this kind of stuff. And she just came out, she said, oh, you remember that little dude that, came to y'all wedding and worked with y'all at the radio station? I can't think of his name, but you know who I'm talking about. You know, the little white guy. I'm like, Mom, I keep telling you, I don't know white people. I know people, period. I don't care what color they are. And so anyway, she said, he called and he said, first he said, okay, that club you was going to, wherever you were going to, my next time. She said, well, they called earlier today and said that the club burned to the ground. I was like,
oh, no.
So that negates me headlining. I'm like, oh my, what else? So anyway, I'm, trying to get out of the funk because now I don't have this dating. I was supposed to be there for a week. From Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And so anyway, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm sitting down, I'm trying not to mope. And he calls me up, my former boss, and he says, I'm going to send you a ticket. And and I'll make sure you have porter to porter grounds transportation. I was like, okay, that would be great. I know what the heck that even meant. I ain't never had nobody come to my house and pick me up and take me off someplace. So he says, your ticket will be there in the morning. And this was like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I didn't know what Federal Express was. So they pull up at the truck. And this is when FedEx pretty much first came to public. So they pull up and they call my name because he knew my government name. And he said, I have a package for Mrs. Mother Love, also known. I said, well, that would be me. He said, I need you to sign this right here. I almost tore up the plane ticket because I didn't know how to really open up the envelope, and I just wanted to see. So I opened up the envelope, and he has sent me a round trip first class ticket to LA and back. He said, I want you to come for the weekend. So what I want you to do is I want you to fly. Say this is on a Thursday. And get the ticket and the ticket. No, okay, we'll say this is on a Tuesday because Wednesday and Thursday, I get the ticket.
Okay, yeah, move on.
Okay, move on. I get the ticket. I open it up. It's a first class ticket, round trip from LA to Cleveland, Cleveland to LA. Portal to portal means when they pick you up, that's your first portal. When they drop you off at the airport, that's portal to portal. Then they pick you up in LA.
Okay, all right.
So I got portal to portal. Oh, and I set up at first class like this is where I'm supposed to be. So I get there. He puts me on the radio, and we doing bang up. He said, make this phone ring. I almost blew the whole phone system out. They said we ain't never had this many people calling the radio station at one time.
Okay.
So that's what I got the opportunity to do. And when we were coming out here, I'm coming from a radio background. I had a big contract, and they always said to me, your next contract needs to be bigger than your last contract. Made sense to me because I've got more stuff. And so I come out here, I do the thing, I'm doing the radio, and then they come to me and they say, okay, if you come back, this was in July. They said, if you come back in August, I'll give you 30 days from August the 1st to August 31st. If you don't like it, no harm, no foul. We'll send you back to Cleveland. Know that we love you, Mother Love. Okay. Well, that was in August of 1989.
Okay, and you're still here. So obviously, so it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It worked out well for me. And and like I said, I understood the business of show business from what I learned from Cleveland and the people that I were around. And I was around a lot of high-end people that would come in. And when the black stars would come in, I would go to the, on behalf of the radio station, introduce the acts and, plug the radio station and everything. And I kept saying, I can't put this on my resume, right? I can put this on my resume that I'll open for White Snake and I'll open for the Sister Sleds and the Pointer Sisters and this, that, and the third. So I got to be backstage, with the all access pass. So I'm thinking it's going to be a bigger scale when I come to California. They did not tell me or say to me or instruct me, no, Mother Love, this is a different kind of animal out here in LA. We look for them when they're young, dumb, and full of calm. And I was like, oh no, did I just say that? Okay, but y'all know what I mean. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not young, and I'm young, but I'm not dumb, and I already got a husband, so I don't need to even be going down that hill. And this is what I expect. This is what I want to do. And so they take me to the. There was this guy I always, even when I was in Cleveland, I always wanted him to represent me. And when I called him up and I signed the agreement right there.
Okay, so this is knowing about show business.
This is about knowing, understanding the business of show business, and a lot of these people don't understand the business of show business. You can't just let anybody do anything to you or say anything to you about you. You know, just because they so and so and such. You have a right to speak up for yourself. You have a right to defend yourself. You need to know the business of this business.
Okay, but the question that I would have, or the comment that I would have, when you say you should know the business of show business, okay, but part of show business, I mean, like it or not, the shady part of show business is there because it happens all the time. So to say you should know this, everybody does not know. Just because you have a talent does not automatically means that you will go and you won't be taken advantage of, even though you are a talented person. You can be a less talented person, but you're willing to do certain things for people, and they will help make your career, even though you may not have talent of someone else who was not willing to do the things that they might have asked you to do. You know, so knowing show business and saying that I know show business women, you don't know the seedy side of show business or the good side of show business, because there's both of them exist. You know, and and what is your desire to be in show business that you are willing to do? Because some people say, look, okay, this person is such a big star already, you know, or a big producer. Okay, now what he may be asking me to do, is it, you know, am I willing to do it because I still want the fame and fortune? Or do I look at him and say, well, no, you're asking me to do something that's against my morals or my scruples, so therefore I won't do it, and that means that I don't become a star, which was what I was dreaming to become. I'm all right with that. I mean, that has a lot to do with why a lot of people, even though they hear about the traps of Hollywood, know about some of the bad things that can happen in Hollywood and the music industry and any industry, any show business industry that you get involved in, know that there are bad players in it, just like there are a lot of good players in it. And your desire to become in that business determines sometimes whether you will be a part of that or not. Because a lot of times that you make that decision whether you want to cross that line. Because if you think about Weinstein, Mr. Weinstein, okay, one of the things that he used to do that a lot of people were not aware of is that, okay, your agent or your manager said, well, if you go and see him, and if he likes you, you will become a star because he makes movies that are blockbusters. He's not just the average producer. So if your manager, your agent has already told you about Mr. Weinstein before you even meet him, and it's okay, he wants to meet you one-on-one. Okay, you're my manager, you're my agent. Okay, why are you not coming with me to go meet him? Well, and no, this particular evening, you have to go by yourself. So the manager, whether they want to admit it or not, whether they ever get accused in court
they won't
about it, knew what they were sending you in. More than likely, most of them knew what they were sending you there for, because that's what they told you. You had to go by yourself, and if he liked you, that's your ticket to become a superstar, not just a star, but a superstar.
But you have to do my bidding, and I will make.
Okay, they never said that. Wait a minute. Remember, they never say you have to do his bidding. What they tell you is that you're going to have dinner, you're going to meet with him, so y'all can talk about the potential part that you might be playing. And if he selects you, then you will have that part, and the rest will be history, as they say. You become a big star because you was in that movie. But
see, to me, that's when you're willing to sell your soul for fame and fortune. And like I said, I've been in this business a long time. I have been. Can you believe this? I've actually been. What did they call it? What the guy wanted me to be on his casting couch, and we in Cleveland, and I'm on the radio, and he was like, "Oh my, I believe you're just so talented. You're just gonna explode. Oh my goodness, you're just a whirlwind of mirth, and there are so many avenues that we can go down."
Okay,
all you do is come to my office, and We sat there and I talked. I was sitting on the couch. He was sitting at his desk. And he came up, started walking around trying to get closer to me. So he got closer to me. You know, I have the gift of gab and I can make people laugh. I don't even know it. Oh, I had him in stitches. And he said, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You just have talent. You know, I was like, okay. And so now listen to me. Now he just sat on the other end of the couch. So now he's scooting over and he's scooting over. And he's scooting over, and he gets to me, and you know he's actually like got his leg.
Okay, you looking down. You gotta look up so we can see you.
What you
were
say?
Looking down. You was looking down at the table while you were explaining it. Look up.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay, because I'm just seeing it in my head again. Okay. And you know I be fly. I dress to the nines when I'm going to meetings and everything, and I smell good and look good, and you know I was in there. So he comes and he scoots over to where he's sitting right next to me. And I said, don't you think you're moving too close to me? I think you need to step back some. He said, and he leans over like a letra-soul man. He goes, well, honey, I'm going to make you a star. So I said, whoa, stop right there, baby. Stop right there because you're already on the losing side right now because you can't make me what I already am. I was born a star. So you can't make me what, you know, you don't even know. This is who I am. That's what you talk about, God, because I shine bright even in the daytime. And so he says, okay, well, you know, that's all well and good. And he was trying to get to the, you know, the intimate stuff. And I stood up and he was sitting on the couch. And he was trying to lean in. He was leaning on me. So when I stood up, he kind of fell over. And he said, well, what's the matter? I said, now I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. And just so y'all know, he already know this story. So he says, I'm going to tell you.
No, I don't know this story. I'm hearing it for the first time. It's a news flash. Okay, continue.
People ain't going to see, y'all don't believe him. Because when I got home, I couldn't wait to tell him. So I jump up and I say, oh, I know what you want. And he goes, you do? You going to give it to me? I said, I tell you what we're going to do. I want you to call an insurance company and, you know, call the underwriter and tell him you want to take out a $25,000 life insurance policy on yourself and make me your beneficiary. And he goes, I've never heard anybody say that. I said, because I'm not anybody. I'm somebody. And if you want this kitty cat, I want to make sure I'm going to be properly compensated. Because see, when I slam down hard on you one good time and break your ass in half, you better make sure I'm getting a check. Now, when you hook that up, call me back. He ain't talk to me no more until everybody cleaning off.
Okay. You know, but you stop and think about. I mean, that's what I was saying. When this guy who's in prison is saying that he, you know.
Oh, we talking about Puff Daddy. I was telling you my own.
Okay, right, yeah. And so you told your story, but I'm saying this guy saying that okay, him and Sean had these young ladies, and then he said that he got drugged, and then when he woke up. You know, Sean said, okay, well, you know, what I'm doing to her, I did to you while you were passed out. Okay, well, obviously, then if that was the case, you know, did he get DNA or any kind of samples? For him to come back and say all these years later that this is what happened to him, it's like jumping on the bandwagon because he could jump on the bandwagon because these other allegations came out. Because all the time when someone accuses you of something does not mean because you're accused of it, you're guilty.
That's why they say it has to be proven in a court of law.
And if he's waited all this time.
You know, it seemed like to me, you know, a lot of these really, well, it's sexual predators all over in all economic backgrounds. Yes. You know, social backgrounds, you know, a predator is a predator. And he doesn't care who he's preying on as long as he or she, because they're female sexual predators. I mean, you had a school teacher out there screwing some little guy, he's 13, 14 years old. She didn't left her husband, her 5 kids to live with this guy, and she went to jail. She had a baby.
And then came out and married.
And he came out and had another baby.
Oh, so
and not even married. She said that was my
so I mean, so you never know. I mean, in that case, you never know. It's just like when we have a listener that was saying that this happened to her as well. That you know she had to hang up on the guy because of what he was saying to her. I mean, people get proposition all the time when you're coming in the show business.
Yeah,
so that's not something new. That's not something new. It's something that happens, unfortunately, to a lot of people who try to get into the industry.
And that's what people are not. That's what I'm suggesting to, especially people who are getting in this business at whatever age. Especially if you know, when you got kids in the business, you got to really pay attention. You know, I'm like Michael Jackson, God rest his soul. I met Michael Jackson too. He flew us to New York first class. Yes, it did. Round trip, put us up in this fancy brand new hotel. It was just lovely. We got to go into the up under the what is it, Carnegie Hall.
Right, he was at Carnegie Hall.
And
yeah, I mean, those are the things that people. I mean, when you say you should know show business, there's no way to know that this is going to be something that might happen.
Basics, though, don't.
Okay, but that isn't that part of the basics.
Well, you got to be compromised. Don't have them. They love to do this out here in Hollywood. I'm gonna dangle all the shiny.
Okay, well, what do you think they do in any state?
And you're gonna love it. And just trust me. I'm your agent. Trust me. I'm your attorney.
Okay, but that's the truth.
I'm your PR.
Okay, but that is the truth. But that is the truth.
But you got to know what everybody does.
Okay, but the fact that you become a star or breaking into the show business or the music industry or any industry does not always mean because somebody propositioned you that you still want to accept it because you want to be a star, you want to be a singer, a famous singer. So to say that somebody won't do that, even though when they find out about it, even though it's not right, will do it because this is the way for them to get into the industry.
And unfortunately,
to get into the industry,
when they get into the industry, and you have somebody as powerful as Sean Combs and all these men and women, who are running production companies and literally can have your life in their hands. They have your life in their hands. And when you don't know what to do, when they come at you and tell you this, and a lot of them don't know what to do. They go, and they go to the parents and say, well, I don't know what to do. And they just be quiet and do what they ask you to do. So
okay, well, I got something to say.
And I told everybody, I'm gonna take out a life insurance policy. When you come at me, this is what you're gonna get.
Okay, but think about this. It's just like how many 14, 13, 16-year-old girls went to the Playboy Mansion. Now, you're their mother, you're their father, but you're allowing your daughter at 14, 15, 16 years old to go to the Playboy Mansion to be around all these adult men.
And you know it's going to be drugs and or alcohol.
Okay, whether you knew it or not. I mean, just like you knew it was going to be men there. So yes, you could have assumed that would be there, whether it was out in the open or if it was in a private room. The fact that you were sending such a young person around all these adults. Now, you as a parent, what were you hoping for? A meal ticket? That your daughter would go in there and press one of these old men that he might make her a star. He might put a ring on her finger. That this is, unfortunately, it's what you were hoping that would happen to your daughter when she went to the Playboy Mansion. And people can be naive all they want to say, well, no, that's not what they would have been trying to do. Wait a minute, you're sending a 14-year-old girl, a 15-year-old girl, 16-year-old girl to the Playboy Mansion around 50, 60-year-old men, and then think, oh, she just going there to just walk around and be cute. Your granddaughter is coming to the Playboy Mansion. Really? So, sometimes we do know what we're doing.
Business.
Okay, well, they did understand the business because they knew that.
Wait a minute, I got to give her credit. You either love them or you hate them. The Kardashians, their mother and them collectively, they built a dynasty for doing virtually nothing. They were like the
they did something
in the 21st century. Okay, but they didn't get on the map till somebody showed a sex tape of one of their daughters.
It made them famous though. You may not like how it happened, but it made them famous. That tape put them on the map.
And if that's your legacy, you have children, and your kids are gonna see this, and because they say once it's on the internet, you can never pull it back. So these kids are gonna be seeing their mother, going through all of this, seeing their mother and their father going through all the angst that she and what's his name? I can't call his name.
Wait a minute. You said what angst they went through?
Kim Kardashian was married to him.
Okay, you talking about Kanye West?
Kanye was
okay, but she married him after the tape.
Still,
okay. Kanye was already famous,
right?
Remember that? He was already famous.
Right.
She became famous after the tape,
right?
Okay, and then she hooked up with Kanye, and then she really blew up. So the fact that you can come into this industry a lot of different ways, but one of the things that we have to be honest about is that when you say no to business, okay, how much of the business do you know, and how much are you willing to compromise your? I don't know if it should be considered a
It is a
compromise.
compromise.
Okay, wait a minute. Is it a compromise, or is this something that you was willing to do to become a star? I mean,
And a lot of them that, especially
to become a star.
You think about all the women that were sexually assaulted by Harvey Weinstein in the business. This is one of the biggest producers in the business
in the
at
world.
the time.
Yes. Okay.
And everybody wanted to be a Weinstein girl because he would make you stars. And see, that's why I tell them, you can't make me a star. Now you can make me help me make me rich, but you can't make me a star. And because I knew that, and I had a stronger foundation, I would say to the young people, listen, learn the business, learn what the producers, the directors, the writers, the grips, the gaffers, the lighting people, the service people that are bringing you back and forth to work. You need to know what people do. If you don't know who, this is a live radio program. Is that your phone ringing? Okay. Anyway,
but that was somebody else who wanted to be a part.
Wait, let's stop. I want it because we're running out of time, and I want to get this out. Okay. Tomorrow, no, later on today, Vice President Kamala Harris will be debating with the 45th. And they got some new rules. They got to have the mic off when the other person is speaking. Only the moderator gets to ask questions. And they keep saying, that the polls have them running neck and neck. And this is what I don't understand. And good luck, VP Harris. We got your back, my girl. We got your back. I'm a member of the Divine Nine, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I'm a life member. And so we just want to let you know that you have our support. And they keep going. I don't care what he does. I'm going to vote for him anyway. I don't care what he does. So it doesn't matter to he has brought in no new people.
Okay, but wait a minute. First of all, if you said somebody's going to vote for him anyway, but then the debate does not matter. If people are going to vote for Ms. Harris, it does not matter anyway. Then it matters to people who are still deciding if they want to vote for one person or the other. So
and for people to get to know her, a way for her
to decide if they want to vote for her or not. And if you look at it, getting to know somebody is part of why you vote for somebody. The more you know, the better you know.
Okay, wait a minute. But all these people that run behind the 45th, they don't know, they don't see this, they don't read all the name calling, they don't look at him when he's making
and maybe that's not
people that have disabilities, or he's
but it doesn't bother them though.
Wait, let me finish, Mr. Kennedy. Don't talk over me. Let me finish. These are the ones that really need to pay attention, because you want to vote for a sexual predator. You want to vote for a liar, a thief, an adulterer. This guy, if his mouth is moving, he lying. And you know what? Okay. I'm pissed at him, but I think I'm more pissed at the people around him, that say, that prop him up like they don't know any better. Please tell me that you don't know. You 60-something years old, and you can't tell a snake. He was a snake when he was in the White House, and he's a snake now. And he has said in his knowledge, in his speech, wait a minute, he has said, I want to get my revenge on everybody who talked about me, everybody who didn't support me. I'm not coming in to give it, telling you what I'm gonna do for the American people. I'm telling you what I'm gonna do for me, because I want to get back at these people. And this is the guy you want to have a nuclear code.
Okay, well, obviously he would not be running right now. I mean, you're stating the obvious. Okay, just like people are going to vote for her, there are people who are going to vote for him. I mean, he's not your cup of tea, but to say that he's not somebody else's cup of tea would not make sense, because he would not be in the running. The fact that you want people to
he in the running because the rest of the Republicans were too.
Okay, but that doesn't change the fact. It doesn't change the fact that he's there, though. Okay, so he's there though. I mean, how did that change anything? Because somebody else didn't do it. Okay, they didn't do it, he did. And that, better for us, that does not make you in particular vote for him. I mean, they're right now, they're running to try to get people who are not decided one way or the other on who they would like to vote for, and they're trying to persuade the people who are not decided. That's why we're having a debate tonight. And for people who are undecided to hopefully make a decision. So it's not about if I'm for him or am I against them, if I'm for her or against her. Okay, if you're already for that person, then you don't even have to watch the debate. It's for people who have not made up their
I
mind.
gotta watch.
Okay, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. It regardless, no matter what she said or what he says tonight, would that change your opinion about who you would vote for?
No.
Okay, then. So it has to be for somebody who's saying, I'm not sure if I would want to put my support behind him or I want to put my support behind her. I'm willing to listen to them talk tonight. I mean, one of the things that I think the American people have to be more savvy of is that they're willing to, they should want to hear both sides. Because how can you make a conscious decision if you're not even listening to both sides?
We've been hearing his side of this for 4.5 years. He's a big
she's been in office for she's been in office for 3 years, going on 4 years. So she's been a vice president. So she has a record too.
Right.
People should deserve to hear what both of them have to say and make a decision. When you deny one person the right to talk, then you know better than people that we keep saying.
So you think it's all right for the Republican Party to push down people's throats that they want to, bust up the Constitution? You think it's all right that this guy's running on? Well, I don't think we should have a Constitution. I want to be a dictator.
Okay, wait a minute. So once again, you're not. The point that I'm making is that if you already know that you don't want to vote for him, it doesn't matter what they say because you're not going to vote for him anyway. The same thing as if you're voting for her, it doesn't matter what she says, you're going to still vote for her. You're trying to get, why they're having a debate tonight is to find the people who are still saying that I'm sitting on the fence. I haven't decided if I want to go left or if I want to go right. Okay, but I'm willing to listen tonight, and hopefully that will help me make my decision of whether I want to vote for Ms. Harris or I want to vote for Mr. Trump. So you have to, for the people who have not made their decision, that's what you want to hear, what they have to say tonight, so you make your decision. Okay, if your decision is already made, then don't even have to have the debate at all. If everybody was saying that we already made our decision, then why have the debate at all?
You just said it's for the undecided people.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It has to be for people who have not decided.
And I'm just kind of really suspect that you on the fence about something as important as, maintaining the Constitution and freedom, because freedom is not free, people. We have to fight for our democracy all the time. And when you take an oath to the Constitution against all enemies, foreign or domestic, you're aligning your support to the Constitution, not to one single person, not to one single party. And when you're not, you want to change the Constitution to fit one person. The Supreme Court that let us down so many times. When we'll just get the Roe v. Wade back to the states and let them figure this out. And look at the quagmire. Look at the disgust that women are. We're just sick of this. These people want
women are sick of it. Come out and vote.
Let me ask you this.
Come out and vote.
Wait, I'm gonna vote. Let me. Let me finish. What do I need to mute your mic? Because I will mute your mic. I'm getting ready for the night, so don't make me mute your mic, because I do want to hear what you have to say, but you're not gonna just talk over me. Plain and simple. Okay. What can I finish? I'm gonna mute your mic. You better calm yourself down. I ain't scared to mute a mic.
Mute a mic.
I wanted to tell you about his running mate, the guy, JD Vance, and he's from our home state. They're all about, we need to control women's uterus and when they have babies and this, that, and the third, and they don't need to get access to medical care. They don't need to get access to birth control. JD Vance said the other day, 90 seconds. And I don't think anybody was stupid or just more ignorant than the 45th. He said that what the states need to do is build a menstrual cycle tracking in their state to be able to tell when a woman is on her period and when she's ovulating. And I'm like, okay, just when I didn't think they could go any lower, they go this low. Oh, wasn't enough for you to take away Roe v. Wade. Now you want to take away so what we do, go back to the rhythm method. Most people don't even know what the rhythm method is. Oh my goodness.
Well, it's a simple way not to vote for them.
Exactly.
That should be clear to women and to men that, okay, this guy, in one breath, they say government, we got too much government. And in one breath, we got too much government. In the next breath, we don't have enough. Because if you're going to start monitoring every single woman in this country to see what she's doing, when she's doing it, that's a problem in itself that you would even want to you
It's
want the government to do that. It's stupid. So then don't vote for them because they're stupid.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, we will just leave it. We'll table it at that. Tomorrow, we're going to be discussing what happened in the debate on tonight, tomorrow. So please, if you're undecided, please watch the debate. If you're leaning one way or the other, just make sure you're registered to vote and you do that. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you. And remember this, no matter how big or tall, short or small, thick or thin, matters not what skin you're in. Everybody needs some mother love now.